think it's Susan Patterson.
Hi, good evening. So my name is Susan Patterson. I've been teaching for 26 years, and the last 18 of those years I've been teaching in a self-contained class for students with dyslexia, students with reading disabilities, learning disabilities, and communication. So the first 10 of those 18 years I taught in a self-contained class for students in intermediate grades. And our best practices at the time that I knew of was really to accommodate the students' learning disabilities through assistive technology mostly, and also through favorable learning conditions, this ratio of 8 to 1. But I just struggled with this, and I was like, why? It just didn't seem right. I would be the one who would say to parents, yeah, I understand you're asking for an SRA or some kind of direct instruction reading program. We don't do that. And it said right in the psych ed, some private schools do, good luck. And I was one of those people who, I sat in meetings where that's what we would say to parents. And then incidentally, I heard somebody talk about a corrective reading program that really worked. It was called Empower Reading here at Sick Kids Hospital. And I was like, how can I learn this? I need this. So then I found out Trillium Demonstration School teaches it. And I live right here in Brampton, so great, I can apply to be seconded there. So I applied to be seconded to Trillium, and I taught there for 2 years. And I learned the Empower Reading program. I taught the grade 2 to 5 Empower Reading program to non-reading adolescents from all over the province at about $80,000 a child at the taxpayer's dime. And it was an investment in kids. And we spoke earlier about Trillium and the opportunities that, especially through Empower Reading. I taught 14-year-olds who couldn't read their own name, who would cry and weep. And they learned to be functionally literate. And we would get emails from their parents, and they'd be saying, I'm crying. We just drove home from Milton to Barrie, and my kid read every road sign. Or we're in a restaurant, and my kid's reading the menu. It's powerful. Sally Shaywitz's Overcoming Dyslexia, the work of Nadine Gabb, Mark Seidenberg's book. There's so many resources out there. You just start to dig deeper, and you see them all. I was very grateful to return to this school board, the Peel District School Board, and find that they were embracing Empower. So then I've taught Empower for the past 6 years. I now teach it in a JCOM class like Deb's, and it's very, very effective. I'm already reaching the kids too late. They're grade 4 and 5. They've already learned that they're weak readers. I have so much work to do every year at the beginning of the year to overcome this, to overcome a sense of defeatism and that they can't learn or that they don't like reading. It's so powerful. It's unbelievable. And I have the resources. My school board's made this investment. We had a change up at senior management, and the director came to our school, incidentally, to tour. And my teaching partner, when I went right up to him and said, what do you think of Empower Reading? Because we're scared that it's going to become flavor of the month, that maybe they're going to abandon it. We've seen, after 26 years, you see this program comes in, that program goes out seemingly at the whim of different money or whomever is at the leadership at the top. So that's one thing we're really scared about. Teachers are hungry for this information. We have kindergarten and grade 1 teachers come and go, what is this thing you're doing? And then we tell them about it. We say, come on in and show you. And we give them a little Coles Notes about the program, and they go, we should be doing this. And
just checking in.
Yep, thank you. It's expensive, but it's an investment. And the wait to fail model all over the place, it does not work. So why are we still doing it? Early screening and early intervention, it is possible, and we are very, very grateful for this opportunity for you to really shine a light on this issue, because it is huge in terms of how it impacts people later on in life and as children themselves.
Thank you. We'll go Preet Patta.
Hi friends, my name is Gurpreet Pada and I'm a civil engineer, and my the youngest kid, Pavit, he's 9 years old, and we came to know when he was 4 years old, he's suffering from autism, and I don't know, today I just came to know the new word. Maybe he's suffering from that too, because it's hard for him to read and write, and he can't sit for 1 to 2 minutes. He has to run all over, even in his class. he's allowed to go out in interval. And up to the grade 3, he got support from the Peel board district. But in the grade 4, nothing, no support to him. And especially when we ask for IEP, they say we can't give because he's in a grade 4 now. And also, so far we are waiting for school psychologist. He's supposed to get in September, and he said maybe in February you will get it, maybe. And I was thinking, like, I want my son to be a good citizen and work. I don't want him to be a burden on society, and we are putting our personal money towards his education privately. And I'm hoping, even we talked to the principal, and they say because he's suffering from autism, he's still better than other kids, so we are giving more emphasis on the kids who are suffering worse than him. So I'm thinking, like, you want my son to get worse, or you should support my son to get better. I don't want to stop their support, but I want my son to get the support too. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, Dr. Janice Van Dyke.
Thank you for this opportunity. I'm amazed at the stories of advocacy and resilience, and also at the cost of reading failure. I am a reading recovery trainer with the Canadian Institute of Reading Recovery. I started my career as a classroom teacher, grade 1 teacher, special education teacher, reading recovery teacher leader, and then a reading recovery trainer at the University of Auckland. I just find that early intervention is crucial in the picture. Classroom teaching and special education are absolutely essential, but so is early literacy intervention. And so I ask the inquiry to really think about what effective early intervention can provide in the model of support. That there will, within a good intervention, be a catchment for a lot of children, regardless of what the issue might be. It could be life experiences, as was mentioned. It could also be challenges with some aspect of learning. So strong classroom programs combined with effective early literacy intervention can help a lot of children, but there will always be children who will need a longer term of specialist support, and that's where teacher education is really essential. As a classroom teacher, I always had children that I despaired over, that I couldn't figure out how to teach them. Reading recovery training really opened up a new avenue for me. Also, it helped my special education teaching as well. So the focus on teacher development is absolutely crucial, as well as in servicing or ongoing professional learning. So wonderful to hear the stories of teachers who have pursued that. Thank you very much.
Thank you. It is a little bit after 9. We're going to take some liberty. We have 3 speakers left, and we're going to allow them to present. So the next one is Lark Barker. Is it Lark? Yes, yes.
Hi, my name is Lark Barker, and I'm a special education teacher. I'm president of Decoding Dyslexia Ontario, and I am a parent of a child with dyslexia. When I advocate, I don't often share my personal story because it's very emotional and it distracts me from the facts and supporting other people. And my story has already been told here today several times in several different ways, every aspect. So what I'm going to talk about just very quickly is the day I had, because it started with an IPRC meeting with my colleagues, because I am a special education teacher. And it continues to be Anyway, it continues. This is how my day started with this IPRC. It continues to be a trigger 8 years after my son was diagnosed. And as we sat and talked about the transition to next year, and everybody focused on all the strengths and good things that are happening, less crying, less days home, less time in the office, we didn't really get to academics and the skills and tools my son is going to need to be successful in the world. And as I left the IPRC meeting, I thought, how did I get here? And I'm going to read an email that was sent by my son's grade 1 teacher, and this will be pretty close to the start of how I got to where I am now. Hi, Lark. I'm writing to notify you of an incident that occurred in class today. Your son was caught cheating during his spelling quiz. He had placed the word list in his cubby and had it hanging out of the cubby so he could see. He was actually on the floor near the cubbies, and I noticed after each word, he popped his head up to see the word list hanging from his cubby. My response was to take his quiz away and send him to sit facing the door in front of the other students to think about what he had done. He admitted to me that he cheated, so I gave him credit for taking responsibility, and he admitted that he planned it. I dealt with it firmly in class, and I also sent him to the principal. Your son was extremely upset. The principal talked to him. Afterwards, I talked to your son about the situation because I wanted to understand his motives. He expressed to me that he didn't want to be mad at me for getting words wrong. I was surprised because he usually gets 9 or 10 correct each week, but when I checked my records, and here's the kicker, I saw that he was getting zeros. I asked him if I got mad at him last week when he got 0, and he said no. I reminded him that I would never get mad at him if he got a word wrong on a quiz. He is remorseful and understands that this was a poor decision to cheat. I think he has learned his lesson and will hopefully not make this choice again. Please try to reinforce with your son that cheating is wrong. Thank you. My son is dyslexic. He cannot read, and I am scared. He is not reading at level, and we are transitioning. And this was the first step on how I got to